One question that I always get asked living here in Australia is spiders. Oh, there must be loads of spiders and snakes and such like everywhere. But the one I've just videoed, that's a golden orb spider, and they're like they're almost like the structural engineers of the spider kingdom. Their webs that they create are just they're works of art, absolute works of art. Now that one there, he's been there, or she. I think I think it's a she, because they get fat, and then a few days later, like, they kind of get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you come out next day and they kind of shrunk by half. So obviously they've had a load of babies, or the eggs, or they've laid their eggs somewhere. And that one, I'd say that one's been there for good 6 months, I reckon. Good 6 months. There's another one in the other side of the garden, and they're just fantastic creatures. They're like the web material is so thick, and when the sun's on it, you can actually see it's like the golden strands, and you feel in the web. It's so strong, and it's just amazing creatures. And I won't get rid of them, because they're there. They're doing a good job catching flies and bugs and the mozzies and stuff like that. So they're out the way. He's or she's been helping me out in keeping the fly population down. So I'm in their country, so we got to live together. This video, just a quickie on my mosaic pins. I had a few questions about them. Where do I get them from, and this and that. And I think it might be in the previous video I said that I actually make the pins myself. So I just thought I'd do a quick video and show you kind of how I make them. I'll grab the pins first. Now I get the tubing from it's like a model supplies. They do like model kits and remote control cars and stuff, and they also have a big selection of brass tubing. I think a lot of this is used for people that actually make models themselves, like steam trains and like mechanical things like that. They actually use a lot of these brass tubes and bits and pieces for those. So I get them from there. So I get the tubing, which is 6.35 millimeter, or what is it, quarter inch, I think, might be quarter inch. I get the tubing, and then I get the little star inserts, which again is from the model supply store, and you can see that there. So it's a little star tube, basically the same as that, but like a star shape, which fits nice and snug inside this outer tubing, and then I slide another little tube inside the star just to kind of finish it off. Now the one inside there is an actual square tube, so I had to put it in the drill and just hold it on a bit of emery cloth and just make it a little bit smaller so it would fit inside there. But I think it'll look quite good. I actually picked it up. I thought it was the round tubing when I got home. I didn't have my glasses on, so when I got home it was square, but it does fit in there, and I think it'll look quite nice actually. So we'll head to the bench, and I'll go through. Sorry, I had a load of pistachio nuts, and they're all got stuck in my teeth. And once you start opening the little shells up, and you can't stop. Anyway, yeah, we'll head over to the bench, and I'll show you what we use. So this is what I use. This is nearly empty, so I've had this for years. This one. It's just a runny kind of epoxy resin. I don't 100% know what it's used for. It says on there you can use it for bonding, filling, and all sorts. It must be just for like repairing and stuff like that, repairing fiberglass. So I use that, and use a slow hardener, because you want to use a slow hardener, because if you use the fast one it goes off too quick before you can suck the resin up the tube. So we've got the hardener. So you always want to mix the dye in first, otherwise what you find is by the time you've mixed the dye in there, the resin's starting to go off because it goes hot, and as soon as it starts going hot, then you know that you've got a limited time to, although it's a slow hardener, you've still got a limited time, because it does, once it starts getting hot, it tends to start to cure, and as soon as it starts to thicken, you can't suck it up the tube. So that's all mixed up nicely. So then I'll put the hardener in now. Actually, I'll just get my little vacuum pump. Where is that? I'll get that first. So this is what I use to suck the resin up the tube. Now, it's one of those, it's like an automotive, I think it's for like bleeding the brakes on a car. So it's got a silicone tube which you attach to the brass tube there, then you can suck it up, and then you can see once it starts coming up through the silicone there, you know you're full of black resin in the mosaic pin. Right, I've got to be quick now because I've mixed up the epoxy with the hardener. So what we got the brass tube with silicone pipe on one end and a bit of silicone on the end. And then what I'll do, I'll suck it up. Once it comes out there, then I'll fold that end over, and then I've got a little piece of wire. I'll just slip that over the end and then put it into the pressure pot. And then wind it up to about 60 psi. So we'll get back to there and start sucking up the resin. Right, connect the vacuum up to the pipe. It's got like a little joiner there. And we'll try and move that out a bit so you can see what's going on. I'll try not to block it. So we suck it up. And the pump just draws a vacuum, and obviously because the tube's in the resin there, it draws it up through the tubing. There we go. You can just see it just starting to come up there. You get a few bubbles coming up, a few bubbles coming through. And then you know you're getting close. There we go, you can see it creeping up the tube. More bubbles. Just keep going. Eventually you'll get to a point where shouldn't get too many more bubbles, and you know you're pretty close. I don't think that's close enough. Right, let's disconnect that. This is the messy bit. Fold that over. Oops, flipped it everywhere then. Fold that and then get the wire on there. That's it. So I've got the wire on there, so now the epoxy can't come out. And then I'll put that into the pressure pot, and we'll do the next one. Connect that up. Once you've done the first one, you get the epoxy everywhere. It's a very horrible job, really. Right, let's suck again. You see the vacuum it's drawing on the gauge. That's come up already, that one. I think as it gets hot, the viscosity of the resin gets thinner, and obviously thinner, it draws it up through the tubing a lot easier. So there you go, it's coming. Just got it. Disconnect that, fold that so I don't lose all the resin. Slide a bit of wire over. There we go. And it's got them in the pressure pot. Right, let's put all the wing nuts, do them up. And we can only go up to around 60 psi, and then what that does, that pretty much compresses all the bubbles inside the tubes, and it doesn't actually get rid of them. It just compresses the air that's inside any possible bubbles that are in there. It just compresses it really small. Then obviously it holds it at that pressure, and then the epoxy dries, and then the bubbles can't reform. So that's that. Right, let's just take it up to 60. That's it. So I hope that was of some interest in how I make the mosaic pins. I'll leave those in the pressure pot, and they'll be good to go for tomorrow. Busy day yesterday. Yesterday was heat treating day, so I had all those up there. I heat treated all those yesterday. I think there was about 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blades there I heat treated, and they've all been, today I spent the whole day hand sanding the flats. So that's, I'd say each knife probably takes probably 45 minutes on each blade to get from you know, start on the flats with on the belt grinder with 180, and then I go back over it with 120, and then work up through the grits. So it's probably roughly, I would say, around about 45 minutes to an hour each knife. So a long day. It's as you can see, it's dark out there now. It's nearly 9 o'clock at night, and but I wanted to get them all hand sanded, and then tomorrow I can start grinding some bevels. I won't get them all ground tomorrow, but I'll just start on a few. I've actually got a new design that I've been working on, which again, using offcuts of steel that aren't long enough to make like a full size bushcraft knife, using the small offcuts just to make a smaller style knife. So this is similar to the Bilby model that I make, just the blade profile is a little bit slimmer and the handle is a little bit shorter. I think these will make a nice little knife. I'm not sure what handle's gonna put on these yet, so I'll work that out. But I like the style, I like the shape, and fits that. I think it will fit the hand nice. It'd be a cool little companion knife for your other bushcrafter, or even if you just want to carry a small knife with you if you're going hiking or camping. I think these will be really good. I haven't thought of a name for it yet, so I'll be working on the old Aussie theme, and I'll come up with something. So I've got 2 drovers. Again, these are all hand sanded to 600 grit. So I've got 2 drovers. I've got a couple of Pucos. So I've got 2 of these. And a shark, which again, popular design, similar to the Brumby style. I think I've got a pattern of a Brumby there. So that's a pattern of the standard Brumby, and the shark, you can see blade profile is a little bit different because it's a good all-rounder. Nice slender blade, saber grind, and good for food prep and your bushcraft duties. So that's that, and I've got a couple of finished knives. I think this one here is on the website. The next one there, I've got to put it on the website. So this one here is a shark. So that the model we just had there, just a blank. Veg tan leather sheath, bushcraft style. And ABO. I think it's just under 3. I think it's around about 2.8 ABO. Saber grind. Nice and even both sides. And handle, Western Australian she oak, which is a really hard wood. It has been stabilized, but again, I don't know how much it penetrates because it is so dense. I'm not sure exactly how much it penetrates into it, but it's a very stable wood, so stabilizing process probably doesn't really do a lot for it, but I do it anyway just to people like to know the handles are stabilised for some reason. I think it's such a big thing. Some woods don't need stabilising. You know, years ago they used to make tools and they never used to stabilise woods and they never had any problems. But I think now with the internet, everything is got to be stabilised, otherwise people aren't interested. But we go through the process, and at the end of the day, you do your best. Do your best to take all the necessary steps to produce a product that stands a test of time, really. So that is the shark, nice and sharp, as you can see. And that one, this is on the website, so if you're interested in a knife, jump on the website, have a look. Next one is a drover. Again, bushcraft style sheath, hand stitched. Now this one is not sabre grind, Scandi grind. I normally do the drovers with a sabre, get my scabers and the Scandis all mixed up. I normally do sabre grinds on the drover, but I thought it'd make a nice change to have a Scandi on there. I must admit, I do. It's probably my favourite knife grind is a Scandi. It looks cool. It's razor sharp. It's just a classic grind, really. And pretty pleased how this came out. Nice even bevels both sides. You've got the Coke bottle shaped handle. And again, this is she oak, but it's bird's eye lace she oak. So you can see it's got a really nice lace figure into it. Overall, cool looking knife. And again, this is nice and sharp too. This is like greaseproof paper, which is pretty hard to get a nice cut with a. If you haven't got a sharp knife, you won't cut it. So there you go. Nice thin slices. So that's all ready for your next bushcraft or camping trip. So if it's not on the website now, then I will be putting it on. So there we go. One drover, Scandi grind, solid brass pins, and Western Australian bird's eye lace she oak. Cool looking knife. I'll do a video probably next week sometime, and I'll have some of these underway here. And I don't know what handle materials I'm going to fit yet, but I'll have some of those probably underway or possibly finished. So I should do a video on that and keeps you up to date on how I'm going. So anyway, that's around about it for this video. So wherever you are in the world, stay safe, and I shall see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.